Today we will discuss briefly about the facts of quantum healing as described by Dr. Deepak Chopra with respect to knowledge of Bapuji. Definitions to some of the words related to quantum healing. DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, which stores genetic information of all living beings on earth and responsible for functions of all organs in human body, and also responsible for the behavior of all living beings around us on earth. It is continuously changing, so world is also continuously changing. It is a long-term storage of information, or briefly carrier of genetic information. It is storehouse of your record from your inception. It indicates your legacy. Quantum, it is an abstract thing for many in physical world, which is generally used by physicists to explain the behavior of subatomic particles. In fact, it is a word derived from continuous, that is unbreakable. So it is everywhere, but it cannot be identified with a single entity which we see on earth. So we can tell it a wave or energy. So it is the smallest particle whose probability of finding anywhere is a mystery to human mind. It is subtle world where laws of creation is different from this physical or gross world. Quantum healing, a fundamental change in consciousness, lead to healing of body and mind. Spontaneous remission, unexpected improvement or cure from a malignant disease. I'll try to summarize the topic so that we can understand according to Bapuji's knowledge. It will not only be helpful but also confirm the fact that through science Bapuji's knowledge is being proven correct. In the human body, we have trillions of cells, and in each body part, in every cell, there are genes and DNA present. Like the concept of quantum DNA is present everywhere in the human body, in every cell, but it functions according to the requirement of the cell of particular organ of human body. For example, we may say that the DNA present in the brain cells is the same as in the stomach cells, liver or pancreas. However, each DNA will work only as per the requirement of its relevant function of that organ in human body for the survival of human being in physical world. For example, in the brain, the DNA present will take the commands to be executed by the brain. Similarly, in stomach, the DNA present will take the commands of stomach cells, does the work of stomach, etc. In this way, DNA maintains the function of human body. We can state that our DNA is like an interface between physical world and quantum world or subtle world. I mean to say that human DNA serves as an interface between subtle world and physical world. However, present-day medical science is unable to grasp this important fact. In general, when we talk about sanskar parivartan, the transformation of basic instincts or nature of a human being, whatever inputs the soul receives from external world, then these external inputs definitely registered in our cells or DNA and cause a change in the behavior of the DNA, consequently change in human body and behavior accordingly. For example, if we have experienced sorrow or we happen to see an incident of sorrow in the outside world, something which is painful or causing distress to us, then immediately our DNA reacts to this, and as per the reaction generated on us, it then starts releasing proteins, hormones, amino acids, and all other relevant chemicals in our body to register the information in our body, what we have seen and felt in our mind. This process causes changes in our body, and even if we have a healthy physical body, we ultimately become sick due to the reactions registered through DNA in us. So basically, DNA does not do anything on its own, but an intelligence force is behind the behavior of the DNA. This intelligence works like the intelligent forces of this world. This intelligence takes inputs from the surrounding environment on the basis of which it generates the necessary chemicals, proteins, etc., which affects our body, resulting in diseases. Now this fact tallies with Bapuji's knowledge that it is only due to our karmas, past and present actions, that we become ill, especially in case of serious diseases like cancer, heart diseases, serious stomach problems, AIDS, etc. It corresponds to what Bapuji says that all diseases of the body come in the subtle body first. The illness are not generated directly on human body, but in a systematic manner, an intelligent system of external world cause our DNA to register the change on our body. That means DNA takes a command from external world to do so. We may experience lot of grief and pain, or there may be some negative effect which the DNA absorbs, and we would not even know about it. On the other hand, the cells in our body recognize such an effect immediately and act on it. In case of sorrow or grief, the cells in our body recognize the emotion even before we become conscious about it, and our body cells become sorrowful. The cells take the required inputs and immediately starts making changes to our body. We may not be able to notice such fundamental changes in our body at that time, which have already been registered much before the actual disease appear in the physical form when we go to doctor for consultation. We may not be able to notice subtle changes in our body, but all of a sudden when the disease is at the last stage, then only we can come to know about it. The illness or disease is detected when it has already made substantial changes in the physical body, which we measure by various instruments in medical system. However, from where did the disease come in the first place? How did it get into our body, and why is it happening to a particular person? The answer to these questions lies in the scriptures. The doctor has no answer. Bapuji has given explained all these things in a very lucid manner. In the treatment of disease, doctor usually try to stop or control the creation of proteins or chemicals or affected cells from the affected body, but which only is an outcome of series of events instigated by external environment since long. It may also happen that molecular structure in an atom may change due to a disease. Doctors try and somehow stop or cover to cure, but they are unable to go to root of the disease and stop the disease totally. Doctors are unaware of intelligent system working behind the cause of disease. That is, the factors cause a healthy body to suddenly turn into an unhealthy body. The doctors can only experience the generation of amino acids or proteins or outgrowth cells, etc., in physical body, but not know why such event at all takes place. That is, which intelligent system make the cells to behave like this. Just as we might talk about treatment in case of serious disease like cancer, the therapy given in cancer treatment is through radiation, wherein the cancer affected cells are given radiation, burnt and destroyed, or cells may be removed through surgery, etc. So doctors resort to such different type of treatment methods which are only related to physical body only. However, what about the message that is being created inside the body, that is being cured or healed, that is not being cured or healed? It remains just the same, whereas the treatment is carried out on the physical body by surgery, etc. Similarly, in case of a heart problem, a bypass surgery is done on the patient, but again, what about the original message stored in DNA, the root cause of problem? And from where the DNA receiving the message to do like this, that remains undetected. In short, present medical treatment does not remove the disease completely, nor it able to think of its root cause, which is beyond their imagination. In the given situation, when treatment becomes ineffective and disease is as it is, a doctor has not many options for treatment with their limited understanding of life forces. What should be done for curing the patient suffering from malignant disease? How? That is, which method suits best, etc. And to all these questions, even the best doctors cannot answer. They are fully aware that a disease like cancer cannot be completely cured from the root, but they can only treat it on the surface. Their business continues as usual. This author has written about quite well and has also experimented on the same. Those who do regular meditation doesn't really mean that we sit with our eyes closed in secluded place. Meditation is feeling something like an energy consciousness inside us, which enable us to observe the outside world in an isolated manner, and we are aware of our inner world simultaneously. This inner consciousness, inner world, is what Bapuji calls as Atma or soul. Bhagavad Gita has also explained it in detail. What we can say consciousness. For example, Bapuji has given BEHAD or supreme infinite knowledge. Bapuji has also given us the peace mantra, Param Shanti, to be remembered constantly in ourselves. Similar to this, in his book, the author has described silent intelligence to silently witness in meditation the intelligence within us, also in every living being. The author believes this silent intelligence leads to true healing of the body and causes spontaneous remission. So, as per Bapuji, and also in my opinion, Param Shanti, the supreme peace, is nothing else but the silent intelligence as described in this book. This intelligence operates secretly in the sense that we are not able to access it consciously, but it's within us. One who believes 100% in the silence intelligence theory, the one who loves his creator whom we only can imagine. So ultimately, it is a matter of faith, belief, and imagination. That is the reason why Bapuji has urged us to imagine again and again about our divine self. When we constantly use creative visualization to imagine, then only we can able to access the core of ourself or silence intelligence to some extent. In an interesting claim made by the author, when we are able to access this silence intelligence, then the cells and the DNA in them, instead of taking commands from outside source, starts taking messages from internal invisible silent world. In this process, what we consider as invisible, the scientists call as quantum. It is from this intelligence field that our DNA will start to take messages. Therefore, it will be an automatic process of DNA healing the body by taking energy from our inside world called silent world. Hence, the behavior of the DNA results in automatic recovery of diseased cells since they have received power from their inner self. We can say that DNA has got the power to do anything, to destroy the body or to make it healthy. In short, if once DNA takes values and principles, that means inputs from external sources, then it will eventually harm the body. Whereas if it takes messages internally, then it will keep us in good health. This means that cancer cells will automatically be cured by the DNA. The heart cells will be treated, the stomach cells will recover, even AIDS can be cured. However, we are not able to access this silent intelligence field at all because we are lacking 100% belief. At the same time, as we are busy in worldly activities and consequently we do not remember or love our Creator. The Creator loves us ceaselessly, but we are incapable of accessing our Creator's power. In order to rectify this, it is imperative that we use our imagination. Imagination is of a key importance here. So, this is silence intelligence. It is spread throughout the body. This intelligence is connected to each every cell of our body. We can believe that this intelligence is like the subtle body. In the experiment conducted with Om meditation, by focusing Om sound or Dhwani on diseased cells, there was definite recovery of these cells. So there are many such theories written in the book. So these facts make one to understand Bapuji's knowledge very well, but we have to do all this practically. As Bapuji says, we have to attract the vibrations, bring them to in this physical world. To do this process successfully and spread our basic values, to spread silent intelligence in this gross physical world, there should be total change in our basic values and attitudes. That is Swaparivartan. We are still engaged strongly with outside world. Our internal beliefs, values, our original nature of soul, as Bapuji always says, must be understood and activated. Here the author Dr. Deepak Chopra refers this to as silence intelligence. He has written very well in this book that whatever we see and believe, we will ultimately become the same. It is exactly the same as Bapuji's teaching. One of his topic, that is body of bliss, where it is mentioned that whatever you see you will become, are quite remarkable. I believe medical practice is just a business a doctor carries out in this physical world for survival like other professions. It is true that as long as we live in this physical world we undergo pain or grief, but till we achieve the stage of Param Santi, there is no solution. We do not have any permanent solution at all. One last thing I would like to mention here is that in case of quantum healing and spontaneous remissions, only 1 or 2% patients respond positively through meditation. The success rate of this treatment is very less. The problem is that many people do not believe even though they take up this particular treatment, but internally have more faith in surgery and operation on body. In such cases, there is a very low success rate due to lack of total belief in this alternative treatment. The success rate is very low as it is an invisible world. However, for those with 100% faith in this treatment and theory, there is an astonishing and immediate recovery from their diseases. The complete recovery happens, but how it happens, no one is clear about it. As for the author, he has used the technique of imagination in case of some cancer patients who had 100% belief. Basically, cancer is nothing but certain abnormal cells in the body which starts to grow uncontrollably and does not respond to the command of DNA of the body. In the course of treatment, he asked his patients afflicted with cancer to imagine through meditation that the diseased cells have stopped growing anymore, slowly and gradually, and their body is getting restored to a normal state of healthiness. So, in this manner, constant imagination method produced sudden recovery for patients who followed this method with 100% faith and belief. It did not work on those patients who lacked 100% strong belief and just took the theory of silent intelligence at superficial level. For such people, the use of healing through meditation or quantum healing is meaningless. Finally, I would like to conclude that meditation has great power and the knowledge given by Bapuji is ultimate and the best. As to how much we are all able to do and to what extent, I humbly do not know, but yes, we are all putting our efforts. Param Shanti.